Hi, I'm in Redmond, shockingly in the rain, I know, for our area, where we're about to go check out the new building being built for the Together Center, which just got a $2 million infusion from the feds delivered by Democratic Congresswoman Susan DelBene. We're going to learn all about what Together Center does, but it provides health and social services for tens of thousands of people. And we'll get a look at not only the construction of this new facility, but we'll hear from some of the people involved about exactly what they do and what they'll be able to do in their new building, including a whole slew of affordable housing.
So much for your investment and for the $2 million for HealthPoint's build out of its new location at the Together Center. We're just really, really excited and very grateful for all of your continued support for this project, but for community health centers in general. You've been really a champion for community health, and I appreciate that our entire team appreciates that. Thank you. Thank you. And so we just wanted to give you a couple projects. I know you've been hearing some of the updates today already, but just wanted the opportunity with the larger group to talk a little bit about the project and where we are. I think we're about, let's see, what's our opening timeline now? August? We're looking at August?
August 2023.
Okay. Yes.
Say it loud and proud.
So we're we're marching quickly toward August 2023, and we're really excited about it. I know the team from HealthPoint Redmond is really excited. I don't know if we wanted to quickly do. Did you have a chance to meet everybody?
I did.
Quickly do
Introductions.
really quickly. Yeah. You want to start, Laura?
Oh, sure. I'm Laura. I'm the site manager for HealthPoint Redmond.
I'm Susan. I'm the site general director.
And I'm Adam, I'm the business director.
And I'm Angela Burney. I'm the mayor of Redmond.
Kim Sarnecki, CEO at Together Center.
Anyone else? James, go ahead. James.
Yeah, I'm James. I'm the Director of Facilities for HealthPoint.
I'm Nick Martin. I'm the Congressman's Communications Director.
I'm Lauren. I'm the Congressman.
I'm the Patient Experience and Community Engagement Manager for HealthPoint.
I'm Anna Carroll. I'm the campaign manager, so I manage the fundraising and philanthropic portion of the Together Center project.
I'm Rachel Alger, and I work in the Congressman's District Office.
Great. Thank you. I mentioned this to you before, but I'd like to mention it to everyone that just this model of this community hub model, the co-location of health and social services is really the way of the future, and is really how HealthPoint wants to show up in communities into the future, really transforming ourselves from not just a healthcare delivery system, but a system that delivers health and well-being in partnership with communities. So we are so excited about this project. All of the partners, we're incredibly grateful to Kim and team at the Together Center for your partnership and for making this possible. And so when you look over there at the list of all the partners that will be co-located with us, it's such a fantastic opportunity, and I'm sure the staff can tell you endless examples of how we have been and will continue to, in enhanced ways, partner with community on behalf of the patients that we serve. So just really excited about that as a model for Redmond, but also a model that can help inform future HealthPoint development. So.
Well, the name is pretty much says it all, Together Center.
Yeah.
And I remember the conversations we had a long time ago around the idea and the vision that folks had to pull this together. So you've done a job. I'm excited to see how it's coming, but also affordable housing, and I don't know if you want.
Yeah, we've got, so it's going to be the ground floor human services hub, so 20 plus providers of social services on the ground floor with HealthPoint as our anchor provider partner, and 280 units of affordable housing for people making between 30 and 60% of AMI. So that's a much deeper level of affordability than you see on a lot of affordable housing projects, and that is thanks to philanthropic investment, the city's partnership, county, state, federal. It's all hands on deck moment.
The housing credit.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really an all hands on deck project. But as Lisa said, I really think that this model can be replicated in other communities. Human services hub for the region with affordable housing. This makes so much sense, and we're really excited to open it this year as an example.
right here in Redmond.
Right
Yeah,
here.
And for us, it's just kind of an amazing experience to go from the strip mall that used to be to what it's going to be now. Located in downtown Redmond, just blocks from a transit center, a few more blocks to the light rail that will be opening in 2025, 26. But with all the other services available as well, the variety of housing that it's going to have is pretty incredible. The partnerships involved are quite amazing. And as Kim and I were discussing when I got here today, we've talked about it in the past, you know, it really took everybody to put their part in to make this happen. So I really want to thank everyone that's here today and all the other partners that are out there making sure that they understand that it really took everyone together to make this really happen. So it's an amazing project.
And a model, and a great model, like you said.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And for Health Point, just, what's gonna be different about this particular, your new location in
Yeah.
terms of your ability to serve and?
So I'm actually gonna turn that over to
The team that works on the ground here in Redmond every day.
So when the pandemic and everything else, we had a bit of contraction of services, we're in person, so it helped out a bit, but we really did move to a smaller location. And there's a few things we put on hold until we get back into our new location. We have a provider position, for example, that we're waiting to fill out, and we're ready to get back to those numbers that we had in business prior to the pre-pandemic. And just the general flow and being together with all of our other nonprofits we work with just enhances our capabilities. I mean, like I said before, we do electronic referrals, but back in the day it was really easy to walk down to Icon or over to Kindring and just have a chat with somebody. Or for them to come to us and say, I've got somebody who doesn't have any health insurance, not sure they're qualified. What we get in with our CSR? If they need a provider, we're there. Digital, got it. Well, honestly, well, I got it all. So being able to get back into that one location just significantly enhance our ability to help with the community as a whole. And we have a space that we're not building out yet for future expansion efforts, but also it gives us flexibility. What in the future, what would we actually need? Maybe we need more behavioral health rooms versus medical rooms, or maybe we need, so it just gives us a bunch of flexibility for extra space. But getting back into a larger area gives us more room for our staff, our providers, more patients, to get them in a good, even flow. Right now, we've adapted to the new location, but it'd be nice to get back to a standardized flow and how to get patients through and get them seen efficiently. And it will significantly increase our access when we get there. Just bringing on that extra provider, that is going to be a lot. So we're tapping out. Like we really need to get those providers in, especially with the needs that are going to be coming down the road the next year or two.
And dental too, because I know dental was always a place where it's been really tough for folks to find providers.
Yeah. We talk about whole person health, it's not just physical health or mental health, and they're not all separate, right? You're a whole person, a whole family, and so we're really focused, the new campus, on whole person health, with all of the providers working together to make the best outcomes for the clients.
Yeah, it just speaks to that it's more than just healthcare that makes people healthy.
Exactly.
Right. This is just a great model of that.
And we know access for having to go one place and then travel someplace else for another service. A lot of people,
Especially
fall
for
off
the
in
folks,
that process. It's
especially
hard.
for the folks we take care of, There's many barriers, and so how do we remove those barriers and really treat the whole person, treat the whole family, so important, and this is gonna allow us to do that.
But the business and being a patient, they're taking half day or full day after work, so they're already behind to begin with. Now they're so behind, but if we're able to get them into like our integrated room where they can see the dentist first, and then immediately following that, they go see our medical provider for the visit, and then if they need to follow on or touch base with the radiation provider, and then it's all done in one day. So instead of having to call off, for 2 or 3 days of work to come and do this, and so they can basically take a couple hours or maybe a half day, come in, get everything taken care of that time. And they can even go to our pharmacy way out. It's all taken care of. It's not.
or maybe just go downstairs.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
I also wanted to bring up that, as we all know, Together Center doesn't just serve the people who live in Redmond, but it really serves a wide region that comes here. I don't know if you want to speak to that, like how far away some people come to get the resources that.
You probably can speak to it better than I can in terms of examples, but I think when we look at our data, we serve just shy of 8,000 patients right now that come from the greater area, and I
We have quite a few from Redmond, but our next biggest population comes from Kirkland, and from there it moves out to like the Ball, of course, Woodinville. We have some patients from as far away as Marysville, actually. So, I mean, but the largest chunk do come from here, maybe the Kirkland area and the surrounding small communities. A few in Buffalo, but most of them are Buffalo, but
In terms of accessing the Together Center resources outside of just HealthPoint, we did a survey of all the different providers last year. So in 2022, it was about 30% came from Redmond, about 15% from Bellevue, 15% from Kirkland, and then that's only 60%. The other 40% was all across, as far south as Pierce County, as far north as Snohomish County, and we had City of Seattle. It was a surprise. We were surprised actually by how far some folks were traveling to have the co-located model.
it's a pretty big footprint, and that light rail is going to be so amazing when the time gets here, and it's just going to make everything so much easier. For the staff and patients can also just get in.
Yeah.
So.
Exciting.
And I'm sorry, Adam.
Construction projects.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Adam, you had said that right now you're able to serve about 8,000 patients. Do you have a rough idea how that number is going to change when the new facility's open?
Well, we'll probably add at least 2,000 to 3,000 just when the providers are getting, be able to staff those providers and expand services for what we're able to offer. The problem really is size of the location. We have to, unfortunately, we kind of have to limit the amount we can see during the day. Having that much more space really to get them through more efficiently, the flow is going to be a lot easier. Our referrals will be a lot. I mean, we do a lot of flows by iPhone and catering, a lot of others already. So being able to expedite those in person is going to significantly increase our efficiency. So yeah, just the location itself is going to be great. But a couple of years from now, we're hoping to bring that even more than that. Get that new space built out, however we want it to be at that point in time. But we're really looking forward to it.
And that figure's just for HealthPoint, right?
That's correct. Not just for HealthPoint. There's nearly 20 providers. So going into this, the Together Center is serving 30,000 people annually, and we expect, obviously, with the numbers going up for each provider just a little bit based on their ability in the new space. The space that we're going into has been provided and designed in partnership with the providers, so it's really purpose-built and much more efficient and functional that way. We were working out of a nice old strip mall, but it was an old strip mall. So we're really excited to go in a purpose-built and designed space that providers have had a lot of input on and be able to make a lot more efficiencies and serve more people and make good referrals.
The thought of contentionality design really important to see. They've had a chorus of voices that we actually come in and say, this is fantastic, we need to move this around, whatnot. It really made the space that much more fun to the better.
Which is, I would say, great for patients and great for staff.
Yes.
Worked so hard these
Yeah.
last 4 years.
Yeah.
It's not been easy to be out there.
Yes.
Still not easy. And
Yeah.
so it's really wonderful to be able to give the staff a new space that's designed with intentionality.
Absolutely. We'll even have a special nonprofit staff-only lounge. It's called the Serendipity Lounge, where people can just chill out and take a step back from the day-to-day and the direct pressure and just have conversations or put on your sound headphones and just take a minute. And we did think about those kind of spaces, and that was requested by the providers to say, hey, we need to take care of our staff as well as our clients, because the turnover costs us all, and if we can keep the staff happy and comfortable, then they'll stay longer and we'll be able to serve more people.
Our dietitian engaged buyers are chomping at the bit to have a spot weekly visits.
Yes.
Educational offerings too, so
Wonderful.
And we wouldn't have that if we didn't have
Yep.
this location. So
Exactly.
very much looking
All right, who
We
wants
go
to go
see?
to the site? All
Yeah.
right.
Kim, do we have an expected opening date?
Yeah, so our grand opening is not going to be till September of 2023, but we'll be phased occupancy, moving folks in and activating the spaces between May and August.
Wonderful.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
And we also
We just
Yeah,
got
we take
to the
some of
opening, so they turned over the construction guys.
I know,
right?
That was the box of
Oh, yeah.
So these are all affordable housing units. Some of them on this side of the building designated as for people who make 30 to 50% of the area median income. The other ones, I believe, 50 to 60%. And they have this outdoor space on a second floor courtyard for not only the people to enjoy, but for families with kids. Thank you, thank you. This is one of the units here. Closet on the walk-in. Nice sized bedroom there. Nice kitchen with some living space here. And it's a 3-bedroom unit. Oh, I like the sound of that too. They say washer and dryer in every unit. And we're with Redmond Mayor Angela Burney. Your Honor, what does it mean to you to have a facility like this here in your town?
Well, it's been 30 years in the works. When the strip mall was acquired originally by the Together Center and a group of nonprofits, it was a really amazing opportunity at the time. But to be able to take that small space and really bring the entire community together, philanthropic, nonprofits, businesses of the area, government agencies to come together and really build this thing, it's really quite incredible. It gives families an opportunity to live at an affordable rate in our city, which is really, that's a challenging thing right now. And then also to give them the opportunity to have nonprofits with a variety of whole human services on the ground floor of that is just really incredible. I'm grateful that it's positioned in Redmond in such a great location. I'm wonderful we can be that resource not just for Redmond people, but for everyone throughout the region as well to get those services. It's pretty incredible. Huge thing for Redmond, huge thing for our region to be able to have that facility opening up.
Yeah, well, and I would imagine, even though like in the terms of the affordable housing, we're talking about people who are of lower income, but still they're now living and shopping. It's a walkable neighborhood and doing all the things they need to do here.
Yeah, I mean, the location in downtown Redmond is pretty incredible. As I pointed out when we were doing the tour, it's just a couple of blocks to the transit center. It's just a few more blocks to light rail that'll be opening in a few years. It's walkable to the library, to City Hall, to grocery stores, to anything you could need. So one of the huge complications for families sometimes is having a car and being able to own that and insure that and everything. You could live there and not need one. You would have so many opportunities there, so it just relieves a lot of families from that pressure as well. So just really quite incredible. School's like just a couple blocks away. It's you couldn't pick a better location.
And you touched on it already, but can you talk about the value of having such affordable housing right here?
Oh, sure. So, right now the entire state nation is going through this affordability crisis. We have a lot of businesses and workers that can't afford to live in our city, in our community. And so having one more place where we have affordable housing, 280 units of affordable housing at a variety of different levels, means that people can actually live and work here and not have to have a really high-paying job. They could be, the other workers that we need in our communities to make it strong. So that's just a fantastic opportunity to really make a whole city for everybody.
Fantastic. Redmond Mayor Angela Burney, thanks, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And we're with Kim Sarnicki. She is the CEO of the Together Center, which is right here for now, going to be in that beautiful facility down the way that we just saw.
That's right.
Kim, talk about that, the value of having the space to move into.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible to have more than 20 human service providers on the ground floor, a regional human services hub, and then that's topped by 280 units of affordable housing for people making between 30 and 60% of the area median income. And that housing and services are critical in our region right now.
So, and it's 2 levels for that affordability. Did I hear 30 to 50 for one and then 50 to 60 for the other? Is that right?
That's right. We've got 80 units of housing for folks making between 30 and 50% of the AMI. And then we also are going to be opening later this summer 200 units of housing for people making between 50 and 60% of AMI.
So I don't want to pressure you on the math, but roughly what are we talking about in terms of income when you're talking about 30 to 50%?
Right. Well, in Redmond, unfortunately, right now, the average area median income for a family of four is like $135,000. So you're really, not looking at that small.
Yeah, you're talking 30, 40,000.
You're not looking at a really small amount, but it takes a lot to live in this area. The current housing prices are pretty extreme. So just trying to make sure that firefighters and teachers and nonprofit staff and all kinds of people that serve our community can live in our community.
So let's talk a little bit about some of the social services you offer. It's a pretty wide range. Can you give us sort of a quick rundown?
Sure. The Together Center is partnered with amazing organizations such as Health Point, Full Health and Dental Clinic and Pharmacy. We've got Kindering for kiddos with disabilities and support for their families. We've got ICRON, drug addiction treatments and counseling. Sound for counseling services. We've got the Indian American Community Services, Muslim Community Service, Jewish Family Services, Chinese Information Family Services. So what we're really trying to do is build a multicultural, multilingual social services center. There's many, many languages spoken in our region and try to support as many folks as we can.
Well, how many of them are you serving right now?
About 30,000 people a year come to various providers and to Together Center.
My goodness.
That doesn't include the housing. Yeah.
Well, when it all comes together, do you expect that number to grow?
We do, because our provider partners will have more space. Just Health Point alone has told us that they'll be able to add 2,000 to 3,000 patients annually. And so all of our providers will be able to incrementally add more clients to their service list, and then we'll be able to provide that much more service to the community.
And it means a great deal to these folks, I'll bet.
It means a great deal to all of us to be able to have support in our community for people to live and work, and people want to contribute and they want to work and they want to have a place to live.
Oh, it's like the old phrase, it takes a village, and boy, this is a village if I've ever seen one.
Yeah,
but
we've been jokingly calling it Together Town, and it's really been an all hands on deck project. We've got support from so many philanthropic partners, our nonprofit partners. We've got the city, the state, county, federal. Really, it takes all to make a project of this level.
Wonderful. Kim, thanks for taking a minute. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And this is Adam Pollard. He is the business director for Health Point. Adam, it sounds to me, based on what I've learned today, that this is basically whole person health for the most part coming in here, right?
Oh,
what do
definitely.
you do?
Yeah, we focus on the whole person. We have medical, we have dental, behavioral health, we got a pharmacy, we get dietitians, we have nurses. We do home visits. So we really focus on the person, the whole person as a whole. Because healthcare is really interlinked. Your dental care is linked with your heart care, which is linked with everything else. So we take a whole person approach.
Well, and one of the things that stood out to me in addition to all of that is that mental health is included, because that's something, as you know, the services are in short supply. So how's the demand?
It's extremely high. So we actually have what's called a PCMH, or a patient-centered medical home model, with a BH attached. So in that model, the BH is supposed to be an adjunct. So if a provider is talking with somebody who has something that needs to be addressed, our behavioral health provider can meet with them immediately during the visit or afterwards. So it's not really designed for long-term care, but there's such a lack of care, especially for people who just can't afford insurance. We're in that gray zone. They make too much to qualify and they don't make enough to be able to afford it. So we do have kind of adjunct care. We'll bring them in and we'll see them for visits with our behavioral health provider until we can find someone who's able to take them on full time. So, but it is extremely. It's valuable, but like you're saying, the resources are so non-existent. So we do everything we can to meet the gap in between. So hopefully, we as a community and as a nation kind of catch up to getting more BH providers.
No, we have to start somewhere, right?
We got to start somewhere. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We have a pretty robust education program within Health Point. We bring in interns, postdocs. We get them trained up in the community health center paradigm, get them used to interacting with those individuals who really come with a lot of complex issues. They may not have seen a provider in the last 5 or 6 years. They may be homeless, So when they finally do come in, they just walk in with a plethora of problems that really takes not only just a patient-centric approach, but a multidisciplinary approach. So we're really hoping to ramp up our services over the next few years and able to actually start meeting more of the people we need, because there's so many, we're not able to meet all their needs on a regular basis. So,
Well, then the big question is, what's it going to mean to you to be able to move in down the road here?
oh, it's going to be absolutely amazing. We're going to be able to bring on another provider, which easily translates to a few thousand more patients. We're going to be able to see just the way the entire clinic or the health center has been designed. The flow is more efficient. We're going to be able to get more people in, get them seen faster, be able to get them through the need to be quicker, and we even got a space for expansion. So down the road, and it's open for we can do that expansion however we want it to meet the demands of the future of how we see it. So, like we were just talking about, maybe we are able to expand our BH approach, our BH providers. So maybe instead of adding more medical rooms, that means a couple more behavioral health provider rooms, which are not as clinical as an exam room. But just moving in there is going to be able to expand in our services tremendously. We're scheduling like 3 or 4 months out now. Once we get into that spot, we're hoping to drop that down to like maybe a month and a half tops. And we'll still be able to get a lot of people on the same day basis. But yeah, we just need the space. We got to expand a bit, and that's going to let us do it.
That's fantastic. Adam Pollard, thank you. Appreciate it.
Of course, anytime. Thank you.
To an integrated reception desk. We will have our pharmacy over on the left-hand side here through a shared space, and then we have designated spaces for operatories for our dental, as well as a flex room for kind of the more sensitive and careful populations. And then through the back space and kind of through the center of the corridor, we've got 18 consult rooms and then kind of miscellaneous ancillary and support rooms around the corridor space. And we can obviously take a walk. We do apologize in advance. It is obviously a construction space, so it's dusty. If you're wearing a black jacket like I am, avoid the walls. But outside of that, we did our best to go through and clean things up and avoid any overhead or trip hazards. Unfortunately, again, it's a construction space, so some did slip through the cracks, but we did try our best. So,
All the
well
papers
done.
out front. It's all ours.
All right.
They look all the
All day.
all day. And then this is the console for the pharmacy.
Slowly, sure.
Your med gas, nitrous and what have
How
you.
many chairs will we get?
9?
I think it's 9.
And then a quiet option.
Yes, absolutely. X-ray in here. So they're gonna have like lab type working reports going on with
For the dental.
yes, exactly. So each one of these will be a chair. Chair and then
And not just a chair, but where any gases or water, anything that needs to come up, comes up to each chair.
How many chairs is there before?
There's a mechanical room basically for your plumbing and electrical. Electrical, mechanical rooms for all the
There'll be several of these console rooms along the hallway here.
You are exactly. This room is basically, I think this is the X-ray or the personal dental room. But there's ducting in there, so we don't want anybody in there to fall on something. We had a bad experience in another.
place?
This is
Oh,
the
that's-
expansion space.
Go ahead.
That's the,
Yeah.
okay, that's what you've done,
Yeah.
we're gonna finish off but not completely finish off, right?
Yes.
I don't know what you call that.
Fire tape and just have it used
Yeah.
for whenever it's something we need to put in there, we can move and expand.
Wow. Yeah.
And then the exit, so that goes out in kind of a plaza area. I believe this is all going to get built up a couple feet with gravel and stuff and sidewalk in and out.
Oh, so it'd be flat when you walk out.
Exactly, yeah. We have a ramp there temporarily. We don't want to go outside the train.
No, fair enough.